Welcome to Holding Shot, a Bowls WA podcast featuring the biggest names and their stories from the greens around Western Australia.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Holding Shot, the official Bowls WA podcast. I hope you've been enjoying the other episodes. It's been great fun making them and meeting all of the legends on the green in Bowls WA. So today I have Peter Harris joining me.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good.
Are you enjoying the podcast? Have you been watching them all?
I've watched some of them. I've actually listened to most of them rather than watching them.
Yeah, it's a bit more convenient sometimes. Yeah. So we're actually in a different location today, as some of you might point out if you're watching on YouTube. We're actually at Osborne Park because we've got a great guest in today that's joining us. It's life member of Bowls WA, or was Royal Western
Australian Bowling Association.
It's Trevor Barron. How are you today?
Yeah, fine, thanks. Yeah, good to be here.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. So where should we start? Should we start with how you got into bowls, perhaps? How did you get into the sport?
Originally, I came down to the bowling club here at Osborne Park. I used to umpire cricket. I was umpire's advisor of Wanneroo Cricket Association. And I was umpiring cricket, and I used to come here after cricket and have a couple of beers. And there was a couple of my mates who were playing here, and I just more or less powered up with them, and we started from there.
What year was that?
It would have been about late 80s, 89, 90, I suppose,
Right.
around there.
So you were doing some umpiring, and then did you get in? You started playing with your friends. Is that what you said?
Yeah, well, I had a couple of roll-ups and a couple of games of scroungers or something, and then I got picked for my first Petter game because I'll never forget it. And I think we got beat about 25-1 or something.
Is that quite common in Petters? Is your first Petters?
Really got me involved.
Did that make you want to come back and try harder?
I've
or
always been a pretty competitive person, and I didn't like getting the belt. And I didn't like the grumpy skipper either.
Did you start down the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I led for, them days you had to lead for about 4 or 5 years.
Yes. You had to get an education.
Yeah. They had to learn how to draw.
Yeah.
It was good.
So, your bowls, you're country boys, aren't you?
Yeah, originally in Origin, yeah.
Marriage, so you're close to I suppose, the legend Keith Donkin and people like
Yeah,
that.
we went around the same school.
Same age?
Yeah, same age, same year or two. Yeah, Colin and Keith.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
On the football field?
Yeah, I didn't play much footy in Origin. I had a few health issues early, and I was in the railways, and I got transferred to Corrigan, and I had played a few games with a little club up there called Bellarring.
Okay.
So
they don't exist anymore, I assume.
No, they don't exist.
Oh, okay. I was like, where on earth's that?
No.
Extra country.
One of those small.
I only went there because the president had a good-looking daughter.
So you haven't changed.
Yeah, that's right.
It's always been the same. So from there, you're on the railways, did you say?
Yeah, I was then. Yeah, there I got transferred to Perth.
Yep.
And
Never left.
never left. Got married, had a family. Got involved. Kids got involved in junior footy, which got me back into sport again.
So I'd say on the sporting field, but I suppose you're making your name from administration more so.
Yeah.
Even back then, was it administration was where you were?
Yeah,
saw
mate,
yourself?
I played cricket till I was nearly 40.
Mm.
And then when I took up umpiring and there, but mainly, yeah, because I became president of the Subiaco Junior Council, because your kids get involved in junior footy, you know. And I started to do all the penna draw and all that sort of stuff, and I'm still doing it, basically.
Yeah, no, nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
No, not in that respect. So, the one I really want, you go, while I think about the one I really want to ask.
Oh, okay. Do you want to get started on perhaps how we got into the association when he started?
Yep.
So, yeah, I, as I said, I was involved in administration, doing fixtures and all that sort of stuff in football. And the vacancies, them days are a little bit different. They used to have match committees and all that sort of stuff. And I joined the match committee, and I'm just trying to think of the bloke who was president. Les Howard was there around about that time.
So was that the early 90s?
Yeah.
So, like you only started playing to the late 80s and you're already in the association.
91, 92. I was a delegate, each club had a delegate to the zone and all that. They pushed me into everything.
Pushed into everything real quick.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. And so I joined the match committee over there, and I can always remember doing my first country week, doing the draw. We were walking around putting bits of paper in the table to do it. No computers in days.
Was that up at
Wellington Street?
Wellington Street.
Yeah, Wellington Street, yeah. So they would have been about 92, 93, I suppose. Yeah, so
Did I annoy you as a country player?
No.
By being in too many events?
Well, between you and Donkin, used to drive me insane. Playing under lights, and the early days the draw was all different to what it is now.
Yeah.
Much better system now than it was in days. Well, so we were playing events at 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Consistently, yeah. It wouldn't be a country if you weren't playing at night.
Exactly, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that often anymore.
No.
Seem to be able to get them sliding through.
Well, because we've changed the system with the fours and the pairs and the singles the way it's played now, that's a much better system.
Were you part of that?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
As me and Norm Scotland.
Norm from up at Lancelin?
Yeah. He was a country rep. Country.
Yep.
Man.
Country. They used to have a bit more. Yeah, maybe a bit more hands-on back then. All the committee.
Yeah, we had an old mate of yours from Tambler.
Oh, Phil Burt.
Phil Burt. Yeah,
yes.
he used to come and give us a hand doing country week and that. And an old bloke from Norm Grisby.
Yes.
Passed on now, of course.
Yeah.
But the country blokes used to come down and give us a hand to run country week. You know, a couple of them. It was good.
Can't remember walking around a table with bits of paper.
Yeah, that's how we used to do the draw.
So, everyone's got a name and you're just...
Yeah, you have a piece of paper with a name, Peter Harris, do you want to... And we just walk around and put one on there, and that was... Those three would play each other in the singles, you know.
That sounds very time-consuming.
Time-consuming, and
how many times do you reckon you did that?
To get the results, they used to have to ring them through, and we'd have a match room at WA and Wellington Street. We'd have about 6 or 7 phones, and they'd be ringing through, and you'd be sitting there taking all the results with your pencil and paper. Yeah.
It's only 30 years ago.
Exactly. I was brought on with Morse code, Pete.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Hey. So from there, how long are you on match for? You've probably been on match forever, unofficially.
No, I was on match for about...
You wouldn't have been able to let it go.
No, I was on quite a while, and then because it was all, I become chairman of match. And it was all different them days. If you was chairman of you went automatically on the board, or so you were a director.
All the chairs became directors.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was director of match, and I'd done that for a few years, and then vice president's what came up. I went for that and got that.
Was that club voted back then? Or still is? No vice president. I'm not sure it was club voted, or whether it was just a little board vote.
Yeah, and I got that, and
so what did that entail?
I done that for a couple of years.
Was that? I think
this is all leading up to the amalgamation.
So the vice president, I think, used to be the manager of the state team.
That's right. I done that as well.
So you're manager of the state team.
Yeah, I was selected one year, a couple of years.
Selector. Yes.
Yeah, 1997 to 1998, state selector.
Yeah.
And then manager. We've got 10 pages of
there's
history.
Sheets of
tried to narrow it down a bit.
You're glad you because I can't remember it.
Yeah, so you're vice president of which was the RWABA at the time.
Yeah.
And I read obviously that amalgamation.
Amalgamation.
Thank you.
So what was that like? So obviously you got the men and the women.
Very interesting.
New South Wales are doing it. Well, have been trying to do it for years.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
What was the Women's Association called? Was it just WALBA?
WALBA.
Thank you.
West Australian Ladies Involvement
They
Association.
had their office down at Tats Club in East Perth.
Oh yeah.
That's where they operate. Very interesting few years trying to get them on board. And I can understand why. They had their own identity, and they had a lot of money.
Was Bill? Who was president then?
No, she wasn't. Norma hadn't come along then. I hadn't come back before their time.
Yeah.
It took about. I suppose we would have taken at least 7 or 8, 9 years from when we started our first meetings to it actually happen.
So like the mid-90s, you were starting to talk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or late 90s.
Late 90s, yeah.
Starting to talk.
Yeah.
Because Unified in 2004, so...
Yeah, well, we found out that you couldn't get any federal funding, just we had to amalgamate otherwise. And I can understand ladies, they had a fair bit of money and they wanted to keep going.
You getting their hands on
it? Well, believe it or not, but the money that we got for the ladies, and I'll get back to that in a minute, helped buy the building where we are now at the moment.
Yeah.
That was a part of it. Okay. We put the men together and finding the building was another story.
Well, you built that building, didn't you?
Well, we had it. It was built here for us.
Which building?
The building we're in, that the association's in now.
Oh, that we're in now?
There was people like John Hanna and Wiggy Harley and all those.
Yeah.
Norma was lady president. I don't think anyone else would still might have been waiting. But they had a tremendous amount of input. A lot of work went into it. They changed the constitutions and everything, So
was it? So you've finally made the deal, I suppose.
Yes, we did. Yeah, and we got to the point where it was all signed and sealed, and I was fortunate enough. I was next in line to become president.
Yep.
Bill Gilbride was in front, and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, I suppose.
As the inaugural president?
I became the first president of Bowls WA,
2004 to 2006 we've got here?
Yeah. Yeah, well, in days you could only do 2 years.
Yeah.
But that was enough.
How so?
A lot of work in presidency.
Oh, there was.
A lot of visiting.
There was in days, and there was like now, but there was, I'm sure it still is.
Like I see pictures of the old, I suppose, the bus. He used to go to the country, and was that you? Did you do that? Or was that before your time?
Well, funny, I changed a bit.
You changed it?
A fair bit of that. Yeah, we used to go take our state side by bus. Yeah. Down to the interzone, wherever they were in a zone, round robin, and play the countryside. Very expensive exercise because you had to put your players up overnight at motels and that. So that's when we decided to do country week. And play it here. The country breaks were in Perth. It saved a bit of money, expensive wise. It was very expensive.
Yeah, I bet. So 2004-5, we've got here 6. Then you had a few years off. Did you take some time off, according to this? And then you came back to the match committee. You couldn't leave it alone.
Back to the committee.
I came over. I was president. I became president.
President Osmond Park, of course.
Osmond Park. Yeah. I was still working here and doing their match work as well, and I became president here for a couple of years, and so I had a couple of years off from the match committee, but when I got out of this job, I went back over there.
Next match committee.
Went back to the match. Yeah.
It annoyed me.
You were there, didn't we?
I was there for a fair bit of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, I would have done, I suppose.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
It was good now because the CEO was great help with the amalgamation. Yeah. Andrew Collins, tremendous person. And then, but Bianca Riseborough or Bianca.
Yep.
What's married David?
Yeah, married David. Okay.
David Opie, yeah. Well, she was my right-hand girl down at Bowls WA. Doing, she used to do all the draw and computer stuff for me. She was wonderful.
Still is. She works around Osborne Park still.
Yeah.
I see you occasionally. It's
David called in the other day, actually. He's doing a delivery, and he called in. I caught up with him.
very good.
Yeah.
So he's still on match.
Still on match.
Still on match at Osborne Park. Just can't give it away.
Well, I'm not.
Not really official.
I've got a special, another title here. They call me Special Events Coordinator. So I run.
What does that mean?
Special events. That means I run all the state events. If, like Pete asked me to do that sort of thing, Country Week, or anything that's special. Mostly club events. All those sort of things. Yeah.
So what are some of the changes you've seen, good and bad, over time since you started in the late 80s?
I think the best things I've seen, I reckon now, is watching the people, the barefoot bowlers and all that coming through. I think that's fantastic, and I think that's where our growth area is.
Yep.
I have no doubt about that. And we've got to keep promoting. You don't get a lot of people from it, but one or two is better than none.
Yep.
So you get a little bit of a dribble through. I know at our own club level we pick up an odd one or two or three here from it, and the bad things. There hasn't been really that many bad things in bowls.
Any decisions you've made that maybe you thought, I could have done that better?
Hundreds.
It's a long list.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you learn, isn't it?
There's lots of things I've done. Sorry I've done that. I thought I wish I'd have gone the other way or something. But no, you just involved. When I was president, I toured around the country a lot. And it was really good.
Yeah.
There were some great things. When the cyclone went through and Moora got flooded out and Exmouth got blown away, I got a fundraising thing going for them, and we raised a lot of money, lots of thousands of dollars, and it was good to go to the clubs and give them their check and those sort of things. Those were the good things,
Yeah.
And getting around, getting up to Port Edlin and Dampier and Exmouth and those places.
Yes, you spent a lot of time investing, improving bowls in general. You just mentioned some things that you enjoyed. Is there anything for the future that perhaps, if you could, what would you change? As you've been doing for so long already.
There's not much more I can achieve, but I've just never run out of petrol.
What would you like to see happen, change? Anything in particular?
Oh, I don't think. I think, it's like all sports, everyone's complaining that we're losing numbers. Well, every sport's losing numbers.
Every sports, yeah.
Look, as I said, I come from a country town now, and we used to have 3 footy teams. Now they're lucky to get one, Some have got none. And all sports, people have got other interests in life now. They go to movies and too many other things on.
Travel,
there's a lot of things available nowadays.
Jump an aeroplane, go to Bali for a week or two. Who wants to play bowls?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you better get it on the green, because you've got to tell everyone how good you are.
Yeah.
You've played with some good players.
Oh yeah, well
You've carried a few good teams.
Yeah, I worked on the theory if you ever wanted to win anything, you surrounded yourself with talent.
So a number of us, you led for the John Goddards and the Gary Caffels of the world.
Yeah.
Won a few things.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of success in the country, and that was the most enjoyable things I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Was going to country carnivals. I still miss them.
Yeah.
And they're great people in the country, mate. Unbelievable. And those country, I'd be off every week up wheat belt up somewhere up the coast, down south, wherever I could point the car.
Yes. Didn't mind a bit of driving.
No, I was a good driver.
So you did carry, just for the record, you did carry them.
I don't know about that.
John and Gary won't see it. It's okay. You can tell the truth.
No. The best story I can tell you about John and Gary, I was tournament director for Bowls Australia. For a couple of years I was doing that, and they were over playing in the Australian Open, and they were in the pairs and the singles, and the triples came up, and I said, I'm going over, I'll play with you in the triples. So we line up and away we go, and we had to qualify them days over there, so we played for a couple of days, got through our section, got to Darabin. That's an education.
Yes, that was a good in back in the day.
Yeah, and we done all right. We won a couple of games, and we finished up meeting the Commonwealth Games team winners from New Zealand at 8 o'clock at night, -2, well, it was freezing. Anyhow, we won the first set, they won the second set, and we went to the tiebreaker, and I had the shot, and he took me out, their skipper, and anyhow, they won the tiebreaker, and the rankings come out for from Bowls Australia for the triples. Barron, Caffel, Goddard. Number order, and because I kept saying, well, I'm ranked higher than you, bloke. You're 31, you're 30, but it was in alphabetical order.
Yeah, of course. that shouldn't get in the way.
But yeah.
So you're higher ranked on the Australian charts?
Yeah. That would be a claim to fame.
When was that?
Should have taken a picture of it.
Yeah, around about that. It was a fair while ago. I remember because I was never home. I was doing tournament director of Bowls Australia. I was over there doing side series and up to Darwin and down to Tasmania. You'll never forget that, will you?
Never forget on the way home.
I'll never forget that.
Were you in charge then?
I'll never forget that. I was running it down there. When you only had to win your rig and you were home.
Yeah. Yes. No, we won't go there.
No, we won't go there.
No.
He did play very well, the bloke you were playing against. He was
Jeff Ayworth.
Yeah, from South Australia, wasn't it? Yeah, he
Very
was,
good player.
He was very, very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate.
Yeah, well, that's Bowls, isn't it?
So you were running it, so you could have made some changes. Could have helped us a bit.
Well, I reckon you were at home, I thought.
I think so.
Russell Hughes won by about 200.
and I lost by 190 or 201.
And you got beat by more.
What was this for?
That was the national side series.
National
Yeah,
side.
went to the last game just having to fall over the line against South Australia, who hadn't had particularly good.
No, they've done nothing, hardly.
And they beat us.
I
They beat us, we finished second.
I was in the office at the Bowls Club, and the president from Bowls WA, Frank Lilly, came in. I said, "What are you doing, Frank?" He said, I've got to write out a screed presentation."
Oh,
I said, "Don't do that." I said, "They haven't won it yet." He said, "Oh, they can't get beat."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, all right."
Yeah.
Well, he screwed it up sort of.
So because I think I won 6 games.
Yeah, you
I don't think we'd lost.
No, you did a fantastic.
And then finished in the minuses because we got absolutely creamed.
Yeah, well, New South Wales come from about 4th to win it, didn't they?
Yeah. So that's a bad memory.
They were great days, those carnivals, those side series.
So some of the better players, because you've obviously been around them a while.
Oh, the WA players?
Yeah, WA players that stand out.
Mate, Dennis Kachuna, Rich, John Rinaldi, Sardi, Steve Soroy, good players, Ronnie Taylor. But I was lucky enough to see Bert Sharp play.
Yeah.
He was a great player.
Yeah, so that would have been the end of the 80s kind of era, or
Yeah,
early
well, that's
90s.
when I
He was
first
here.
come
He was
to the
here
club.
then, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was playing bowls at the club here, and so I got to see a fair bit of him. Kevin Forsyth was a good player, but Captain Goddard, a good player.
And interstate? Ones that cause us the most trouble?
In the Howday, Kelvin Kirko and the big redhead bloke was.
How quickly we forget Steve.
Yeah.
Glasson?
Yeah,
No one
Steve's a good
remembers.
player.
No one remembers Steve.
Oh, Steve. And a good fella. A nice fella. And he good players, but good young blokes around. You might remember Sean Roach and those blokes.
Yeah, no, we caught up with Sean recently. He's not playing anymore.
No.
But the other side because he's living in Queensland.
Yeah.
Popped in. Yeah.
Some of the boys in Queensland are still playing them, still good players.
So off the bowls, the one question I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
it's on here, 1988-1990, recruitment panel for West Coast Eagles.
Yeah, I joined the Eagles in 19... I was at Subiaco, tied up with there in their development, or junior development squad and all that, and so it would have been 1990.
1990?
Yeah, 1990, I went... Trevor who's now CEO of the Eagles. He was the football manager at Subi, and he got the job football manager of the Eagles. And I went over to the Eagles with him, just to... I don't know why I really went.
What does the recruitment panel do? Is that actually physically... is that just assessing players? Or is that
we used
actually
to...
talking
Them
to
days
them?
the draft was all different.
Yeah.
It was not like it is now, and we used to go around. I used to go around Saturday morning, the squads and watch the colleges play.
Yeah, so a bit of a scout kind of...
Yeah. Football development, yeah. And we'd take notes and kids that were coming through, and anyone I used to have a look at a few blokes up the country and that, you know.
So it says selected for the Teal Cup.
Teal Cup
So
selected one year,
incorporated in that?
Yeah,
kind of
that
thing?
was pick of the state under 17 side.
Yeah, is that the... So that's the late 80s?
Yeah, in that area, yeah.
It's a bit before, I suppose, the main Eagles players, the Guy McKenna's and
Oh,
those
they...
blokes. They were in the mid-80s, were they?
They were early. No, they weren't even there. They came in the 90s.
Okay. So who are the stars of WA in that kind of era? In the Teal Cup? In the under 17s?
There was a few blokes
Put him under pressure.
Laurie Keane, Warren Dean. They all, the blokes went on and become
Eagles.
AFL players. Mark Zanotti.
Yes, the mullet hair.
Yeah, played for Brisbane.
Yep.
But yeah, they were good years at the Eagles. I was there for 20 years. Just after a while, I just become a bit of a rouseabout down there and do anything.
Just couldn't get rid of him. That's the
That's
thing.
right. Yeah.
I forgot to take his key off him, and he kept
it
turning
just
up.
keeps...
I'd be down there cooking
he's
them a
back
barbecue,
again.
cooking them a barbecue or...
Well, they do. I remember seeing you on the door, not letting journalists in.
Yeah. I
You were
did
the
the door.
bouncer?
I did a bit of the door.
I remember seeing you.
Yeah.
Security
Yeah,
guard as well.
security.
Yeah.
They said, too much rubbish coming in. We'll put Barron on the door, he'll sort them out.
Did you have to chuck any journalists out?
Hey?
Well, those backed off.
I remember Brandon the cameraman in the face one day or something.
Oh, legally, of course.
Yeah.
They pushed their way in, and
Yeah.
I said to him, "You're not allowed in there, mate, so don't go in there." And he tried to just go in. So.
He very calmly made his way out, and that's how we're into
That's
it.
how we're putting it. Yes. No one was injured in the making of this show.
Yeah.
So they were good times.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah.
So you would have been there for
I was
the
there.
92, 94 grand finals?
Yeah, I was there. 91, we got beat in. Hawthorn beat us at the only time the grand final hadn't been played at the MCG.
Oh, out at Waverley.
Waverley, yeah.
Yeah.
We got beat out there, and then we won it the next year. And then won it again in 94. They were good years. And 2006, I was there for 3 premierships.
Oh, you're still there, 2006?
Yeah, 2010 I finished.
What were you doing in 2006?
Just
Just
doing.
You just happened to have a key and you kept letting yourself in.
Doing the door or whatever. All those sort of things. Cooking the barbecue. The boys would go down and have early morning swim or training, and we'd make a breakfast or something.
So you're doing all this while you were in the association,
Yeah.
doing the presidency and all that,
Yeah. Well, I'd retired from work.
and Helsman
I
Park.
never had time to go to work.
No, clearly you did more out of retirement
Yeah.
than you would have done during work.
Yeah.
Never a spare moment.
No, they never found out. My boss had found out where I was most of the days. He had a heart attack.
Again, we're not responsible for...
Yeah.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
No.
So you're not just a life member of Ballstump, eh? It's like There's
Yeah,
a
I've got a
couple
few
of,
live membership. I think I've got 6 of them somewhere.
trying to collect them all by the looks of it.
So Subiaco, was that just due to the junior football? Is that just where you...
I started...
Or did you always support Subiaco?
My brother played 199 games there.
Okay. Couldn't get to 200.
He went away to play a couple of years in South Australia with Central Districts.
Yeah.
Just a new club had formed over there. So, yeah, he missed out.
Missed out on the 200?
And so I more or less, and then my kids grew up in the Subi area.
Yeah.
So you get involved in junior footy, and that's how I become a life member. Yeah, I got life membership of the junior camps, I think in '82. Then I got it about '90. I got from the league side, from the league club, because I done a lot of work there in the club, fundraising and whatever. I used to run their dinner auctions and all that sort of stuff.
So it was really the heyday of the waffle era.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. We won a couple of premiership. Well, we went 49 years without winning one.
Yeah.
And we had a bit of success in the 80s, 86, 88. We won a couple. And then I changed all the boundaries. So we weren't all out to Wanneroo. Become Subiaco Wanneroo Junior Football League. I was president out there for quite a few years, and done the tribunal and all that sort of stuff.
Well, you would have been harsh on the tribunal.
Yeah, I was pretty fair.
I can't believe you were fair.
They told the truth. They got a week off immediately. That was nice. You
got 2 weeks.
You got more.
I can imagine that.
And so I got life membership there as well, and. I think I got 6 of them at home somewhere.
6 that just sounds tiring.
I melt them down one day, get the gold.
So you obviously enjoy just giving, doing things, being amongst people.
Yes, I do. Yeah. I'm a person who can't sit at home doing nothing. I've got to be up and about and around.
Of course, you're on this now, but it hasn't slowed you down?
No, only physically. It stopped me playing bowls and all that, but I had a bad time with my knees. Had them both done at the same time, wish I had them. Didn't come out too good. I spent 5 or 6 weeks in hospital.
Yep. But so it hasn't slowed you down? Not doing stuff?
No, it hasn't.
Definitely.
No. So I've got one of these little gophers over here at the bowling club I get around with. I've got another one at home. And my little walker, potter around. But I've got some great people here to help me too,
Yeah.
Joe Hamilton and those sort of people are unbelievable helpers. They're great. They're my legs, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I might use me bit of nous, but they do all the running around for me.
Yeah. So Country Week's still one of those times, catching up?
Oh, Country Week's best event we run, mate.
Yeah.
It's the greatest event in the world. It really is, It's,
old friends keep coming back again and again.
Court Blake, the bloke the other day, I hadn't seen him since, I don't know, in the 90s. Just wonderful to catch up with them.
Memory like an elephant.
Yeah, well, I reckon that.
You don't forget anything.
I just remember their names.
Yeah.
And they said, how do you remember who? So I haven't seen him for about 10 years.
Yeah.
But, But you've got to keep your mind active, Peter.
You do. You do
Keep
that.
your mind active, you're halfway home.
So there's no chance of slowing down?
No, not at the moment.
No?
I wouldn't give it away for quids. But,
I'm sure some people have told you to give it away.
Oh, they told me worse than that.
And you've told them back to give it away.
Yeah, no, Country Week's a great event.
Yeah.
That's the best event Bolton they run by.
Yeah.
I reckon,
Yeah.
It's,
And the draw may have changed, but the people haven't.
no, they're still, you get the odd one that's a bit different, but most of them, generally, they're great blokes.
Yep.
They're easy to get on with, and they work with you.
Yeah.
And if you plan, as you know, you plan it, it all comes together, doesn't it?
Eventually. Yeah.
it does.
Yeah. Even the hiccups.
You put the groundwork in,
Yeah.
it all comes together.
Well, I think we've. Geez, is there anything? Have we missed anything? I don't think we've missed much.
Mate,
What's your
can-
favourite
what's-
achievement? What's your
You know,
favourite
I got,
achievement?
you know, I was involved in horses and all sorts of things. You know, you would.
Yeah, we're not going.
I could go on for another.
Slow horses, fast horses.
Yeah, I've had a bit of luck a couple of times. So. Yeah.
Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah, I was just asking what Trevor's favourite achievement.
A big one.
Your favourite achievement.
My favourite achievement.
Yeah. Do you have a key achievement that?
No, not really. I think again the life membership of the Bowls WA was, you know, I really enjoyed that. I got the same year as Jeff Ellis. I
Jeff
think.
Ellis, yeah.
Yeah, we got the same year.
Yep.
And but no, there's some great people.
Yes.
There's a lot of thoughts there.
Yeah.
I can see
A lot of
cogs
thinking
turning.
going on.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think of the people. You know, I'm going back with
Yeah.
Andrew Collins and Carleen and
Yeah.
all those were over
You
there.
might have done a lot, but you couldn't have done it alone.
No, you can't.
No.
You got to have help. Eh?
Yes. Good help.
Good help.
Good help.
Very hard to find. As you know.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Actually, most of the bowling clubs are good, aren't they? You know, when you think about it over the years, you don't have any hassle. I remember when I was president of Bowls WA, everyone was so good, you know,
Yep.
to get around,
Yep.
had no hassle.
Very good.
So I'll give you this question then. How would you convince someone to start playing bowls? How would you sell it?
Convince them to start.
Start playing.
Well, I think you've got to get them involved, get them down to your club. That's the first thing you've got to do. Is get them down there and get them out on the track. Because most people who take it up, play straight away, they enjoy it, you know. You see the people out there playing those barefoot bowls and never played before, like, they're having the ball, you know. And I think we need somehow way we can improve on that and keep them interested. Whether we have what we call here a bowls voucher, and you can get a voucher and you come in and you get a drink and a game of bowls for $10 or something, and we get groups 20, 30, 40, come down 20, half a dozen, whatever, and I say to them, how did you enjoy that? Oh, bloody great, you know, we had a great time, you know. So would you do it again? Yeah, of course. I said, well, you know, it's here all the time. Come back.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's two things said most in bowls is you're a metre short and I wish I'd started younger.
Yes, don't we all?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't start till I was about 50, I think.
Yep.
Well, I've been older.
Too much cricket.
Too much cricket. That's why I've got no legs now.
Yeah.
Too much cricket, too much bowling.
Yeah. Yes.
Just to explain the metre short, is that
Metre
What's
short
the
of bowls. Even when you're like 2 feet short, 5 foot short, it's always a metre.
it's always the
It's
same?
always a
just-
metre. It's the same metre. It's a very extendable metre. Yeah.
So
You're metre
it's a-
short, metre short.
Bowls metre.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining me, and it's a pleasure to meet you, Trevor.
No, it's great. I've enjoyed it.
Have you got anything left to say? You're all good? All right, brilliant.
Just keep up the good work over there, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you again for joining us, guys. Oh.
I'm sure the balls will keep coming as long as
Yeah,
you
they
like
will.
to digging in and doing a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you again, guys, for joining us to the Holding Shot podcast. If you do want to give any suggestions in for guests or stories, just email in at podcast@bowlswa.com.au. That's podcast@bowlswa.com.au. Just put a little subject in there so it can get read, and that's podcast story if it's a story, podcast guest if it's a guest suggestion there. Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining me again, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the Holding Shot podcast. You can subscribe on all your usual podcast platforms or find us on YouTube under Bowls WA. For more bowls related content, head to our website at bowlswa.com.au or follow us on social media at Instagram or Facebook under Bowls WA. Until next time, good bowling everyone.